I would like just to give some figures concerning the output in some way in terms of figures of the collaboration between Nord-Est and Paris 13. You have 6 theses, in part of partially or totally, which has been defended, and one, what is interesting is one in some way corresponding to a mobility from France to Brazil. That's Martine Chevrollier, who got her thesis in Villetaneuse and went finally to João Pessoa with Marco Soria. We have 3 long duration stay. We have over the time a diversification of scientific thematics in optics, and an enlargement to other partners because of Jean Pessoa and Marco Soria and Martine Chevrollier. We are enlarged that in Nord-Est, and in France we have this enlargement to Nice, Sophia Antipolis, and also to a lab in Lille, north of France. A collaboration with other regional actors, in particular Uruguay and Montevideo with Arturo. And this gives you the number of publications, about 40 common publications, many contributed in invited talk I did not count, and a few defense, one thesis defense in video conference with Jean Pessoa, and one co-tutel defense in Paris in June 2009. Okay, I will say what we have seen is that parallel to this cooperation, the astounding development of the physics department, in particular the optics component we were interested in, and more generally the development of experimental physics in Nord-Est and outside Nord-Est, and bilateral and not one-sided. It was both way cooperation with noteworthy contribution coming from Brazilian partner in new ideas. So to finish, I would like to make some general thoughts about the condition for scientific collaboration, in particular when the two collaborators are different in some way. It's necessary to be able to put in place what I will call an equitable scientific development. It means that both partners can take something from the collaboration. That's quite important. This means a reciprocal collaboration and mobility, and it should be not one-sided, I would say. What is important when you are looking at international collaboration is that to avoid brain drain. That's quite important. I think Brazil has avoided that quite a lot. It's not so obvious for other countries. In particular, when I look at the opening of Eastern Europe and Russia, there have been a one-side mobility, more or less. Now it's more stable, but you are very surprised when you see high-level Russian researcher in Brazil, for instance. I have been quite surprised. There was in Paraíba, in João Pessoa, you have Russian researcher. I don't know if they are still there. I think you have to avoid the US example in some way, in this way. And you need investment return for the developing country. That's not easy, but you have to find the way of doing it. And if possible, to share all advances and technological advances. Now, one thing that I would like to say is that you have also to know the habit of the country and the particular things in the country. You have to know things. And I would like to say here, I learned something. you know, we are used in France when we have, for instance, a seminar to what we call quart d'heure académique. I mean, academic quarter of an hour. It means that if you have a meeting, you may arrive 10 minutes after. In fact, we are trying to avoid that, but it's not all the time like that. I've been surprised here the first time when I was giving a conference, a seminar, because the academic quarter of an hour was more than academic half an hour or something like that. So you have to know that, and you have to learn that. I mean, I remember quite well the closing conference for the International Year of Physics, where we regularly took some delay in the conferences. And so you have to know that, and also, but in some cases, it's more than that. I mean, and Rios is particular for that, I will say, because I discussed a lot with him. So I think I have to finish on this picture. You should know what is. Okay, first, Rios is here. It was in September 2010. It was a race between Recife and Fernando de Noronha. And I came with Tabosa there. And I came with Tabosa, and we were looking for the departure, and we were on the line of departure. And we saw monocoque and multicoque coming, and we saw many boats coming, and we did not see Agemar. I mean, what is fun dive? Oui. Yacare, yes, sorry. We did not see it. So we say, what happens? Maybe they have a problem, or maybe we did not see them going through the line of departure. But I don't know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes après, 5 minutes, we saw the catamaran coming, you know. Right, yes. Okay, so it was, I think it's quite characteristic of the way of doing. And I think I'm not very relaxed. I can become quite stressed, you know. But here I have to start to be zen and relaxed. So to do that, you know, I came with and Tabosa, you see what he has in this. Tabosa, it is the picture right after the one the passage. Okay, muito obrigado.
Bem, para encerrar o simpósio, nós programamos, vai acontecer lá embaixo um coquetel. E as mesas já estão instaladas, de modo que nós podemos ir até lá. Eu quero, mas antes disso, quero agradecer a participação de todos e dizer que, do meu ponto de vista, eu acho que nós atingimos o objetivo principal do simpósio, né? Tudo correu muito bem, no tempo certo, né? Não houve atrasos, né? Foi realmente um exemplo diferente do que foi mencionado aqui na última palestra, né? Então, eu acho que todos nós somos de parabéns aí, né? Pelo fato de ter chegado até esse ponto com o departamento. E, assim como todos os palestrantes anteriores, eu quero fazer votos e realmente desejar, né, que nós continuemos ainda no departamento, com o departamento com um bom nível que tem atingido por muitos anos mais. Espero que nos próximos 40 anos, alguns de nós, né, estaremos por aqui ainda e vamos ter, então, uma avaliação, uma comparação com o que tem acontecido nesses 40 anos passados. Nós vamos estar aqui, não é, Maurício? Bom, o Sérgio certamente vai estar aqui porque é o mais novo de todos, né? Bom, então, eu acho que é isso que teria que dizer. Bom, então vamos descer para até lá.